I thought about it, I would have thought that white people's bad views of black people are based on ignorance. And when we get together, they will cease to be ignorant about us, and the scales will fall from their eyes, and they will begin to be decent. That's what I thought. I was pretty naive, but that's what I thought.
My name is Samuel D. Black. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, December the 7th, 1918. The South was absolutely Jim Crow, and what was then called Negroes were not permitted the same. They could not vote. They could not organize. They could not look at particularly Caucasian women, or they would be lynched. So the threat headed by the Ku Klux Klan was continuous.
Their burnt-out car was discovered near Philadelphia, Mississippi.
There was an insecurity that made them uncomfortable, and the families were always afraid that that family would be torn apart. It was a dangerous time. A continuously dangerous time, because the Ku Klux Klan, a violent operated group, felt the responsibility to keep this newly freed ex-slave, ex-sharecropping group separated and at the same time controlled by the dominant white group. They were not entitled to the promises which has been made by the Constitution of the United States. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Well, they were not considered men. They were considered property.
The crime stunned the South.
That was murder. The things that happened to those people.
The killing of 4 people, all black, near Monroe, Georgia. Larry Maddox grew up nearby.
You hear stories of people being lynched, and that word was a word of fear.
68 years on, the 1946 lynching at the Moores Ford Bridge is still unsolved, the last unsolved mass lynching in America. George and Mae Murray Dorsey, Roger and Dorothy Malcolm, 7 months pregnant, ambushed, tied to trees, then shot and killed by a mob of white men.
They went through a living hell back when.
The investigation turned up some evidence, but no arrests. It's still considered an open case. Civil rights activists are calling for congressional hearings.
If we resolve this case, it's going to make a big difference with a lot of people.
This Saturday, a commemoration, a reenactment, the 10th since 2005, to draw attention, the need for justice.
I don't believe in letting people go when they do a crime.
Some of the men thought to still be alive and in the area. Alex Sands, The Associated Press, Monroe, Georgia.
This was the worst thing that ever happened to me. it just brings back a lot of memories that I should be leaving them behind. That's a bridge you see right, John? Where it happened? That right there was a cotton field. And over yonder, right about a little bit further than where them trees is where we had the cow tied out.
And you guys heard the commotion.
Yeah, and we come running across the field, and we got down here, we seen them. We were right on the edge of the woods, and where the ground was plowed up, so we had cotton about that high. And we just dropped down. We're going to see them get beat up. Wasn't funny after that. And Doris and George's wife is doing a lot of screaming and hauling. And that old wagon road where they go in and out hauling wood. And they got out there and they shot them. When the guys walked up and shot them, them people stood up over them. But when you seen that siren on the fender and the light on top and a white streak around the car, that was a mark. And that's the way I remember it. And I just don't believe I'm wrong. We were so glad to see them leave because we were scared, crying. But as soon as they left, we jumped up and I just looked. You see smoke and stuff coming out of the bodies. They just laying down there. And it was nasty. And I went across that field as fast as I ever run. And I'm going to tell you this. I was here. I know exactly what come on. I lived through it. I've been living through it for 71 years. And I don't want no more of it. I'm just tired of it. After 71 years, it comes after me every year. Never let me go. It's just like the other day when you started reading that, it all just come home. That's why I made myself and my God a promise. I'm going to do this day. And this will be the last one. I ain't gonna come back and I ain't gonna repeat none of it.
So many ironies, really. First you tell us that it is manly to keep your word. Alright? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well then, show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well then, stick to your word. And let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you. And if that's what you're afraid of us, then tell us that just what you're afraid of. But don't keep hiding it from us and holding this up to us, and every time we ask you for something, you give us a little bit of something, and it's all tokenism. We don't want tokenism. And there are most black men in this world that don't want charity. And yet still every time we ask you something, you give us a little piece, a little piece. You're playing games with us. We're not children. We're big men. I've seen my father have to put up with all kinds of stuff. He was a big man. He raised a family. He went down south, and he had to go around to the back door with his wife. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for any favors. All we want is what's ours. Now, there are many black veterans who are coming back, and they're mad. They're angry. Do you think that they're going to sit down through this? Our fathers didn't have the knowledge that we had. They sat through it. But there are other black youth that are not going to sit through it. We know about Che. We know about Bannon. We've read the books of our revolution. We've listened to Mao and his quotations. We know where we stand. We're not going to sit for it. We're asking, and if we ask and we don't get, we're prepared to stand up and take it. If I ask a man, I tell a man I am hungry. I tell him I am cold. And I ask him to do something about my condition. And this man holds a loaf of bread right in front of me so I can see it, and I keep asking him, I'm begging him to please give me